It's the next day from the last video. I decided to come back out. I'm gonna take a little different way today. It's daylight. It's 43 degrees right now, so I don't know if there's really much snow. We'll see. I don't know if there's much left anyways. I think they'll be at the top of the mountain. I am going the dirt road up to High Knob again. It's a little bit more of a fun path, at least for off-roading. It's still just a Forest Service road, so there's not really much to it. But if there's snow on it, it could be a little bit more interesting. Plus, there's some really beautiful views, especially if there's still snow on the ground. So I hope that y'all bear with me just a little bit, and I know that this will be kind of back-to-back of the same place, but it's a different perspective, and you'll actually be able to see just a little bit more. And I have had videos from up here in the past, but again, I just want to kind of really take these tires, to the most testing I could. And I think there'll be more snow this winter. I hope there is anyways, but I can't guarantee it. Depending on how it looks up here, depending if there is snow, if there's a good amount, I may drive down to a place called Little Stony Falls. No guarantees, of course. Now, if there isn't, probably not, because there's really no point. It'll be just kind of messy, I'd imagine. It's really just muddy and not really a fun drive. It's just, again, Forest Service road, and the falls itself won't be that, pretty or anything like that. But we're going to see. Some of this is going to be kind of rutted out. It probably will be somewhat muddy in places, because down here at the bottom, it is very much melted. So I'm already kind of gotten to the gravel road. Let's go ahead and get started. I have not aired down. No point yet. I don't think there will be, really, honestly, today either. I usually have my setting PSI on these around 35, 36. So after driving so far today, which is interesting, they're around 38. They drive around the smoothest of that, honestly. And for those that haven't watched the last video, which you could, of course, it's a nighttime video. These are the Falken Rubitreks. If anything, we'll get some test in the mud with these, because it is very muddy. Two-wheel drive right now, off-road mode. If anything, I may air it down just to make it less bumpy. You can tell there was for sure some snow up here at one point, because it's really wet, but being 39 right now, I'd say this morning or maybe even late, even yesterday, it's melted off. This low down anyways. Currently, elevation-wise, it looks like, well, let me see if I can see it on this screen that I have it on right now. Well, no, we'll have to go to this other one right here. We're at 1,700 feet, so pretty low. But we will get up to around about 4,000 feet by the end. They are giving some more potential snow for tonight. Not much, maybe a dusting in this area. They're saying maybe 1 to 2 inches. But I didn't want to do it tomorrow, I'll be honest with you, because it's supposed to be in the single digits tomorrow. And if anybody knows anything about doing any type of videography, photography, or flying a drone, because I wanted to try to get some of those shots today as well in this video, you do not want to fly a drone outside in those types of conditions, because your hands will absolutely freeze off. And I suppose if you really wanted to, this area you can disperse camp in. It's part of I think it's the Jefferson National Forest in this area even. So dispersed camping off the road is allowed. There's a couple spots I see here that you could. I've been up here several times. Haven't really paid that close attention to it, but there are some back here that I've noticed, pull-offs, that are kind of off the road, and it's pretty quiet up through here. there's not a lot of traffic. So yeah, I mean, you could disperse camp if you truly wanted to, or if you needed a place to stay. Temperature's still 41, still kind of warm, but I look for it to cool down once we get to the other side of this mountain. You have to be really careful kind of in this area, I guess, because there is a little bit more traffic during the day, because there's actually some people that live in some of the cabins around this area. Up top anyways. There's a couple of neighborhoods, and this area actually takes you to several different places. I wouldn't imagine many people use this road very often to get there, but they could. Okay, so here is a little muddy area. Nah, no problem. And here we're hitting some snow on the road. Not much, just a little slush. Still in two-wheel drive. Goodness. You can tell they've excavated this here recently, or not too long ago, or they've had an excavator on it. Ease up on it slightly so we won't be as bumpy. Still have yet to see a whole lot of snow. I'm hopeful when we get closer to the top and cross over to the other mountain, there'll be some more. This side, there's a pretty view behind us. Very gorgeous view, to be honest. Let's stop here for just 1 second, guys. There's a little bit of a pull off right here. I'm going to show you the mountain a little bit. It's really gorgeous. I think you'll enjoy it. Let's take a look. And this is where the cabins are through this area. Yeah, there's some more snow right through here. Let's see if it's any good. Sadly, just as I expected the last time I came up here, one of the last times they've actually paved this road. So I don't know, this could be rather slick, it could be icy now, but we'll see. They did pave it. It was actually, at one point it was actually all dirt and gravel, but I saw that they were actually excavating it here not long ago, the last time I came up here. But, you know, I assumed that they might take a little bit to do it, at least maybe until next spring. But no, they got it all paved at least this far down. I suspect, and I hope I'm wrong, but the way it looks, they're planning on paving the whole road. And that's really unfortunate because this is a decent forest service road. It's, you know, just kind of fine. And I don't know if you can see from my perspective, there's a lot of trees that's been cut down back here. So I'm assuming they're going to try, as I mentioned once in one of my other videos, probably do some realty or put some cabins up in this area, which I get. I mean, trying to build the economy a little bit for, you know, Southwest Virginia in this area, and that's good, but hate to lose a nice natural type road. We'll drive a little further. I do know that there is more gravel roads and there is more snow, because last night I saw it, unless for some reason it's melted off by now, which it's warm. I mean, it's 39 degrees, but there was quite a bit up here and it was shaded back there. So I'm gonna try to go back down to where I was last night and see if it's still there. So that's what we're gonna pick up next, is when we get back to that road where I was at last night. Well guys, we're going for it. Let's see how it does. So apparently Little Stony Falls is right at 4.5 miles down this road. The road, I mean, it's snow. It is very snowy. I have not aired down. I will if I need to. I'm gonna be a little bit cautious. It's melting, it's slick. But as of right now, I'm going to give it a go. I think with the four-wheel drive and the tires and such, it'll be just fine. Well, right here, it's actually it looks like pavement, but I don't know. That's strange. I haven't been down here in a while without the snow on the ground, I guess. But it does turn to rock and I guess dirt at some point. I think right here is where it turns to gravel. It feels like, yeah. Try to be cautious. Somebody went off the road right there. The good thing about these tires I've noticed so far is what it looks like from out the window is it seems to be throwing the snow out pretty quickly. So it's not packing in there. And that's one thing about tires, or about any type of snow tire or something you're using on snow, is you don't want it to stay packed in the tire itself for very long, because then you lose traction. But it does seem to be throwing it out. Now the fun part is we get to go uphill a little bit, which is nice. I want to test out the good, see if it has good pulling ability up in the snow. We've been going downhill, no problems, slowing down okay. But I'm more, we'll see how it does going uphill in the snow. So of course we're going up at elevation some here, so there's gonna be a little bit more snow. But again, still right now it's 42, it's warming up even more. But it's turned into just nothing but kind of a sludgy ice mess. Good for testing though, good for testing. Now this looks to be the fun stuff. This has been untouched a little bit. We'll see. There's not been very many people past that point, maybe. As others have mentioned about being off-road in any type of snowy conditions, it is very hard to see. You can't really see if there's any obstacles, like any potholes or any ditches or anything like that. It's harder to see those things. I know that this road doesn't have a lot on it, so I'm not really too concerned. I know about the potholes. It does have some of those, and but you just got to be mindful of that. And it looks like maybe that might be, there's still some more snow. We're getting close to the end of it though, because I think the elevation, we've just gotten so far down the elevation now. And get this 9 miles knocked out. The sun and the snow together looks really pretty, I'll be honest. I do hate to see it melt, but again, I mean, it's really pretty. And so far, I've been very impressed with the Colorado. In comparison to the Jeep, it's done just as good. Now, I mean, I'm sure that I might have had just a little bit more clearance with the Jeep because I'm running 35s on it versus these are 285 70s, 17s. But from what I can tell in the measurements with the Rubitreks, is they're the equivalent, a little bit actually over 33. I wanted to get them as close to the stock wheels and tires, which they were supposed to be. They were 20-inch wheels, but they were equal to 33s. So that's what I wanted, just to keep the speedometer right. And again, I mean, I knew that there was enough clearance in terms of the wheel wells and the 1-inch lift that I put up front to clear 33s. And honestly, for just kind of some the stuff I've been doing, 33s are plenty. I mean, a little bit more clearance would be nice, but honestly, this is plenty for what you use just for some moderate, maybe light to moderate off-road. Still have an auto 4-wheel drive, so I'm letting it figure out what it wants to do. I could put it in 4-high, but I just wanted to give it a try, see how good it was in terms of figuring out everything that it needs to. So it looks like we're getting back close to some pavement. Again, it's been a little while since I've been on this road. I wasn't for sure exactly how this road went, or
in half a mile, keep right.
So I guess we'll take a ride. But I think at some point we'll get back on a dirt road. I could be wrong. Like I said, it's just been a while. Now, I'm just going to be completely honest. There's not a lot of snow on this road. If like the next road takes you down to Little Stony, most likely that's where we'll end the video. Again, I don't see a purpose in going down to Little Stony if there's not any snow down there. And there is snow here, but I wonder, there should be some down there. There should be. There's just no guarantee. So it looks like we get back on the Forest Service Road right here. And there's some snow. Good.
In half a mile, turn left.
Now let's hope that in half a mile, this gate's open. Again, this is the one I worry about not being open.
In 0.1 mile, turn left. Turn left.
And it is actually closed. That's unfortunate. So that is where our journey ends on that part. About getting a little stony, at least. I think. Let's see if there's a way around it. Maybe not, wait.
Turn left.
You keep on going. Well, guys, it's telling me to do something weird here. It's wanting me to turn around. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably just turn around and go back the way we came and go back out because we can't get to Little Stony this way. And to get there, it's a little bit the other way. It's a little bit longer, and we've already came this far. There's no point in having to go through all that to get to the area. I was wanting to show you the trail. Oh yeah, we could go this way and go 11.5 miles back up to get back to High Knob, which we don't want to do that because we already came from High Knob. So we're gonna go back to where we came from, and which takes us back to a place called Coburn, Virginia. And that'll conclude our journey. I will say though, I was quite impressed, honestly, with the tires. They've done good. There's been no problems, no issues with them. No slipping, no sliding, nothing really that I would have any concern continuing to use these tires. Or purchase them again is what I should say. I would definitely purchase them again because they were a little bit cheaper than the AT4Ws, or even.
0.1 mile.
Let me turn this off. They were cheaper than the AT4Ws or even the AT3s. So definitely, I mean, if you're looking for a good tire, consider these. In talking about the Colorado itself, it done really good too. I mean, I can't really. I'd say a lot of it may have been the tires, but also I'd imagine the truck is part of that too. The truck does really, really good in the snow. I have kept it in auto some, which I mean, again, the Jeep didn't really have that option. It had, just the, it was an 09. It just had a 4 low, 4 high, and that's about it. But I will say that the truck's done really, really good. So if you're considering a truck, I mean, I know I've had my issues with that, and I'll do maybe like a 25,000 mile review, kind of discuss maybe what problems I have had. But really the only main issue I have is that problem around 10,000 miles. That, knock on wood, that hasn't came back, or I haven't had any problems since that. So that's really what I have to say. It's all I have. I appreciate you all for tuning in again, and we'll have some more videos to come. But until next time, bye.